Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Going over tomorrow or today's MLB main slate for today on DraftKings. Before we continue though, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. We're inching our way towards 900, which is pretty awesome. So thank you guys very much who are subscribed and just leave a like and always comment and stuff. Really appreciate it. And on to the slate itself. Well, first of all, I'm not going to be making a cheat sheet for this slate. I'm just going to go over my model plays just because it's such a small slate and really not too many people to put on a cheat sheet. So I already have the model updated, so we'll just take a look at that, some of the numbers, and something new that we don't usually do. So yeah, let's get into it. It's, like I said, ugly slate, but I did highlight my favorite plays, and we're going to go position by position here. So at starting pitcher, I like Aaron Nola and Walker Buehler. Those are going to be the two pitchers I would only be interested in. I wouldn't play anyone else really, just to be on the safer side of things. And if you notice I'm blinking very much, it's just I don't know what's going on with my eyes, so just try to ignore that. But so yeah, Aaron Nola is going to lead the way for me in terms of projections, and really just the matchup's pretty good for him as well. And I definitely like Aaron Nola. As you can see, he's far and away the number one projected pitcher on the slate for me, best value. And so, I mean, his numbers, they haven't been the best this year, but he's getting better. And if you look at the past 2 years combined, I mean, he's got the best xFIP on the slate. A very good strikeout rate. I mean, he's not Robbie Ray levels, but he also has better control than Robbie Ray. And a lot of ground balls. Doesn't have a high fly ball rate. Doesn't have a lot of hard contact. So I do like Aaron Nola the best. And if we go into terms of the matchup, it's a really good matchup versus San Diego Padres, who struggle with right-handed pitching. And it's in a good pitching ballpark in San Diego. They're striking out 27% of the time to them. Lowest team ISO on the slate. And just low numbers all around in terms of their offense. So I do think it's a very good matchup for Aaron Nola in terms of this slate. Although, I mean, it's a good matchup overall anyway. But in the price tag, he's below 10K, so I don't mind using him. And then if we go to Walker Buehler, he's my second favorite option. I would just plug these two guys in your cash games and GPPs, really. I don't think there's any reason to get down to anywhere else. I really don't like the spots for anyone. Robbie Ray, maybe versus the Dodgers, because the Dodgers, I mean, most of their best hitters are lefties. So, I mean, I think it'd be interesting. Probably the GPP spot right there. But I do prefer these two guys. So, anyway, Walker Buehler, he's got great numbers too. Second best xFIP, decent strikeout rate, lowest walk rate in the slate besides Wade LeBlanc. But Wade LeBlanc is not very good at all. So, and then, yeah, really just a pretty good overall pitcher. The matchup, it's not the best versus Arizona. They are a decent offense. They got guys like Ketel Marte, Eduardo Escobar, David Peralta, those kind of guys. So they could give him some trouble. But, I mean, just in terms of how this slate goes, I mean, he's my favorite SP2. And even though it's not the best matchup, I do think he should be okay. And he's a safe option. I can't see him getting blown up. So definitely like Walker Buehler. And then we go to the catcher position. I'm not going to just go. There is a hitting tab, but I thought it'd just be easier to go by position. So, I know half these guys aren't playing. I forgot to edit out these guys, but like obviously Evan Gattis isn't even in the league. So let me fix that. But yeah, anyway. So my three favorite catchers are my three highest projected catchers. I like JT Realmuto the most, going up against a lefty. He's got pretty good numbers versus lefties this year. He's got near 300 ISO versus them, and really, there's just not much to go to in this position. It's kind of a graveyard outside of these three guys, so I definitely like these guys a lot. And Will Smith's just coming in at the value play at catcher versus a lefty. He doesn't have enough numbers to qualify for this year for like ISO Roba versus lefties or anything, but good value there, and he's been okay ever since he got caught up. And the Robinson Chirinos, he's probably gonna be the highest owned option, and I really like him tonight or tomorrow. Technically, it's tomorrow. But, yeah, going against the lefties, he's got good numbers versus lefties. I mean, so far this year he's been better versus righties, but, I mean, he's still got some power versus lefties. And Wade LeBlanc, he's not going to strike a lot of guys out. He gives up a lot of power to righties. So, I mean, that's not a good formula for facing the Astros, even though Springer's out. So, can't see that ending well for LeBlanc going into this game. And I do like Chirinos a lot at catcher. So, anyway, let's head over to first base now. So Edwin Encarnacion projects out as the highest projected bat going against Corbin Martin, who's really struggled with the righties so far. He's had one good game when he first started, but he's been pretty bad after that, and he's been really getting roughed up by bats. So I definitely like Edwin Encarnacion versus him. He's got good power versus righties. He's kind of a reverse splits guy anyway, so definitely like Edwin Encarnacion. Reese Hoskins, he's really expensive though, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get up to that. But facing a lefty, he's got pretty good numbers versus them, near a 300 ISO, really high WOBA versus them. And then Yuli Gurriel, this is a really good value option. I can see him being popular. He's going to be going up against Wade LeBlanc, and like I said, he gives up a ton of power to righties and high WOBA to them as well. So I definitely think Yuli Gurriel is a fantastic option and one of the better value plays, as you can see here. So definitely like Yuli Gurriel. Then Daniel Vogelbach, he's just got so much power versus righties. I believe it's at, so far this year, 351 ISO versus righties and 424 WOBA. And as I said, Corbin Martin has not been very sharp this year. And then David Freese. I know Robbie Ray is a pretty good pitcher when he's on his game. He can get ahead in counts. He can throw that slider and he'll just wipe you out. But he could also be wild, so I don't mind David Freese, especially if he's leading off. Like I think he did today versus a lefty. So wouldn't mind if you went down to David Freese either. At second base, this is kind of a graveyard position, that and shortstop. So I'm probably just gonna go with Kike Hernandez or Chris Taylor, probably whoever's hitting higher in the order. And I don't mind Cesar Hernandez as well. He's been pretty good versus not lefties. I'm sorry. He's been okay versus righties, but he's facing a lefty. But there's just nothing really to go here. He projects out well versus Lauer, but I'm gonna prefer to go down to Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez in this game. Just pick one of those guys. And then I'm not really looking to use Ketel Marte because I'm using Walker Buehler. So I am most likely just going to be sticking with Taylor or Kike. And then if you go to third base, Alex Bregman. He's probably one of the best plays on the slate. And I'm going to try to get him in my lineups if I can. He smashes left-handed pitching. And, I mean, he's been a little bit better versus righties this season, but over the past few seasons, he's been better versus lefties. And like I said, LeBlanc, he's a soft-tossing lefty, and I can definitely see some homers being scored here, hit here. So definitely like Alex Bregman a lot. Justin Turner, he's just another righty versus a lefty. And Robbie Ray. Yuli Gurriel, we already went over. He's just so cheap. And then Kyle Seager, a cheaper option versus Corbin Martin. And then if we go to shortstop, and like I said, this is kind of a graveyard position. There's not much to like here at all. So I don't mind Gene Segura and Jack Mayfield if you need a punt option. Really not much to say here, just facing a lefty. Segura's been really good versus lefties so far this year. 421 ISO versus them, 506 WOBA. So I think he's a very good option as well. And then I would say Corey Seager, but facing the lefty, I don't like that. And really, there's just not much here in this position. So probably just Gene Segura for me if you want to go there. Then in the outfield, we have some decent options here. There's just nothing much in this slate. Like I said, it's pretty ugly. There's not much to like. But I don't mind Mitch Haniger. Like I said, Martin has really struggled versus righties. And Mitch Haniger hits righties better anyway. So, I mean, this year he's been a little bit better versus lefties. But, like I said, bigger sample size. Mitch Haniger hits righties very well. Over 200 ISO versus them. I mean, even this year, 251 ISO versus them. That's nothing to laugh at. So, definitely like Mitch Haniger. And he's at a pretty decent price. And then Andrew McCutchen. He's really expensive, so that really sucks. But, I mean, he's probably the best high price option in the outfield because I don't want to use Bryce Harper and Cody Bellinger versus lefties. So, yeah. And then I don't really want to use David Peralta versus Walker Buehler either. So, if I'm going to pay up, it's probably going to be Andrew McCutchen. And then Malik Smith, 4,100, just that speed he has. I know he doesn't have a lot of power, but speed is unmatched. And then Chris Taylor and Kike, we already went over. And I think I have a couple of value. Yeah, Miles Straw is a value because if he's leading off versus LeBlanc, it's a really cheap righty versus him as well. So, sorry there really wasn't much of a cheat sheet today or anything. It's just a really ugly slate, and I can't imagine a lot of you are even going to play this. So, this video probably won't get as many views as it usually does anyway. But if you are playing, I hope this helped you out a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be personally playing this slate. I tend to sit out slates that are less than four games, like 5 games and up. But if I do, I'm going to be using this model to make my picks. So anyway, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment below. Remember to, I already said that. If you want access to any of this, just hit me up on Twitter at cpen_16. That's with 2 N's. You can tweet me whatever. I'll answer you back. Ask for the model. Shoot me a DM and I'll send it over to you. All right. Anyway, good luck today, guys, and have a good day.